The year is 2025, a year that many thought would mark a new era in American politics, but instead it has brought a familiar face back to the forefront. Against all odds, Donald J. Trump has returned to the White House. His campaign, marked by fervent rallies and a relentless social media presence, reignited the passion of his base. His victory over incumbent Kamala Harris sent shockwaves across the globe. The election night was a roller coaster of emotions, with early leads shifting dramatically as the night progressed. Trump, a man who thrives on defying expectations, had done it again. His confidence and charisma on the campaign trail were undeniable, drawing massive crowds wherever he went. He secured a solid electoral college victory with 312 votes to Harris's 226. This decisive win underscored his ability to mobilize voters in key battleground states. Even more surprising was his win in the popular vote. This was a significant shift from his previous election, where he had lost the popular vote but won the presidency. This victory, fueled by economic anxiety and a deep yearning for a bygone era, signaled a new chapter in American politics. Many voters were drawn to his promises of economic revival and a return to traditional values. For many around the world, particularly in Africa, Trump's return raised questions and anxieties about the future. His previous term had seen significant shifts in foreign policy, and many wondered what this new term would bring. Trump's victory was not simply a win for himself but for his Republican Party. The party, which had been divided and struggling, found new unity and purpose under his leadership. They regained control of both the House of Representatives and the Senate. This shift in power dynamics set the stage for significant legislative changes. This control gives Trump a clear path to push his agenda. With both chambers of Congress behind him, he has the political capital to enact his policies more effectively. His America First policies, a hallmark of his first term, are expected to return with a vengeance. These policies, focused on prioritizing American interests, had both supporters and detractors. This time, however, he has 4 years to solidify his legacy. With a supportive Congress, he aims to leave a lasting impact on the nation. The world watched with bated breath as Trump delivered his victory speech. His words were carefully chosen, reflecting both his triumph and his vision for the future. His words, a mix of triumph and vindication, offered a glimpse into his vision for America. He spoke of unity, strength, and a renewed focus on American greatness. He spoke of economic prosperity, energy independence, and a return to American strength on the world stage. These themes resonated deeply with his supporters, who longed for a resurgence of American power and influence. However, beneath the surface of these pronouncements lay a deep unease about the potential consequences, particularly for those who rely on the United States for trade, aid, and stability. International leaders expressed concerns about the implications of Trump's policies on global relations. Trump's victory was a culmination of various factors. His ability to connect with voters on a personal level, his promises of economic revival, and his strong stance on immigration all played crucial roles. Economic anxiety played a significant role. Many Americans, feeling the pinch of a struggling economy, saw Trump as a beacon of hope. Many Americans, struggling with the rising cost of living, felt left behind by the current administration. They believed that Trump could bring about the change they desperately needed. Trump successfully tapped into this discontent, promising a return to better times. His message of economic revival and job creation struck a chord with many voters. Immigration, a perennial hot-button issue, also played a crucial role. Trump's hardline stance on immigration resonated with voters concerned about border security and cultural change. Trump's hardline stance on immigration resonated with voters concerned about border security and cultural change. His promises to strengthen the borders and enforce immigration laws were key factors in his electoral success. One of the most immediate impacts of Trump's victory will be felt in the global energy market. Nigeria, Africa's largest oil producer, braces for a period of uncertainty. Trump's commitment to American energy independence, a cornerstone of his policy platform, could have significant repercussions for oil-dependent economies like Nigeria's. During his campaign, Trump vowed to unleash America's energy potential. He plans to roll back regulations, open up federal lands for drilling, and promote the use of fossil fuels. This aggressive energy strategy could lead to a surge in American oil production, potentially flooding the global market and driving down prices. For Nigeria, which relies heavily on oil exports for revenue, this could be devastating. A drop in oil prices would exacerbate Nigeria's existing economic woes. The country is already grappling with high inflation, unemployment, and a depreciating currency. A decline in oil revenue would further strain government finances, making it difficult to fund essential services and infrastructure projects. This economic instability could lead to social unrest and political instability, further jeopardizing Nigeria's fragile democracy. The impact of Trump's energy policies will be felt beyond Nigeria's borders. Other oil-producing nations in Africa, such as Angola and Equatorial Guinea, are also likely to experience economic headwinds. The potential for conflict over dwindling oil revenues is a real concern, particularly in regions already grappling with instability and violence. The global shift towards renewable energy sources is another factor that could impact oil-dependent economies in the long run. Trump's America First trade policy sent ripples of anxiety through global markets. His protectionist approach, characterized by tariffs and trade disputes, left many African nations uncertain about their economic futures. Nigeria, with its burgeoning manufacturing sector and growing trade relationship with the United States, watches nervously. During his first term, Trump imposed tariffs on goods from China, Mexico, and the European Union. He also renegotiated trade deals, often using tariffs as leverage. This unpredictable and often confrontational approach to trade created uncertainty and disrupted global supply chains. While Trump argues that his policies protect American jobs and businesses, critics contend that they harm American consumers and damage the global economy. For Nigeria, the potential ramifications of Trump's trade policies are significant. The United States is one of Nigeria's largest trading partners. A trade war between the United States and China, for example, could disrupt global supply chains, making it more difficult for Nigerian businesses to access raw materials and export their products. Trump's trade policies could also impact the African Growth and Opportunity Act, a preferential trade agreement between the United States and eligible African countries. AGOA provides duty-free access to the U.S. market for thousands of products from sub-Saharan Africa. While Trump has not explicitly threatened to withdraw from AGOA, his administration has expressed concerns about the trade imbalance between the United States and some African countries. Any changes to AGOA could have significant implications for African economies that benefit from the agreement. Section 4. A helping hand withdrawn, the uncertain fate of foreign aid. The specter of reduced foreign aid looms large over many African nations. For decades, foreign aid has been a lifeline for numerous countries, providing essential resources for health, education, and infrastructure. However, the future of this aid is now in question. Trump's skepticism of foreign aid, evident during his first term, has raised concerns about the future of U.S. assistance to the continent. His administration's stance has been clear: prioritize American interests above all else. Nigeria, a major recipient of U.S. aid, could feel the pinch. The country relies heavily on this support to tackle various challenges, from healthcare to education and beyond. Trump's view on foreign aid is rooted in his America First worldview. He believes that the United States should focus on its own problems before extending help to other countries, a stance that has resonated with many of his supporters. He has repeatedly questioned the effectiveness of foreign aid and argued that the United States should focus on its own problems before helping other countries. This perspective has led to proposals for significant cuts to foreign aid budgets. During his first term, he proposed significant cuts to foreign aid, although Congress ultimately rejected many of these cuts. The debate over the value and impact of foreign aid continues to be a contentious issue in Washington. A reduction in U.S. foreign aid would have a significant impact on Nigeria. The country faces numerous challenges, and the support from the United States has been crucial in addressing these issues. The United States is one of the largest donors of development assistance to Nigeria, providing hundreds of millions of dollars annually. This aid supports a wide range of programs, including health, education, agriculture, and democracy and governance. This aid supports a wide range of programs, including health, education, agriculture, and democracy and governance. These programs have had a profound impact on the lives of millions of Nigerians, helping to improve living standards and create opportunities for growth and development. One of the most critical areas where U.S. aid has made a difference is in the fight against HIV/AIDS. The epidemic has ravaged many communities, and the support from the United States has been instrumental in combating this crisis. The United States is the largest donor to the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, or PEPFAR, a global initiative launched in 2003 to combat HIV/AIDS. PEPFAR has been a game-changer in the fight against the epidemic, providing resources and support to countries in need. PEPFAR has provided antiretroviral treatment to millions of people living with HIV/AIDS in Nigeria, helping to prevent millions of new infections and save countless lives. The program's impact cannot be overstated, as it has brought hope and healing to many. A reduction in U.S. funding for PEPFAR could have devastating consequences for Nigeria's fight against the epidemic. The loss of this support would be a significant setback, potentially reversing the progress made over the years and endangering countless lives. Section 5. Walls and Bridges. The impact on immigration and diaspora communities. Trump's stance on immigration, a defining aspect of his presidency, has profound implications for Africans in the diaspora. His policies have not only affected those seeking to enter the United States, but also those who have already established their lives here. His hardline policies, characterized by border walls and travel bans, created a climate of fear and uncertainty among immigrant communities. The construction of the border wall became a symbol of division, while the travel bans targeted specific countries, causing widespread distress. The African diaspora in the United States, a vibrant and diverse community, braces for a new era. This community, rich in culture and tradition, has had to navigate the complexities of changing immigration laws and policies. Trump made immigration a central theme of his presidency. His speeches often highlighted the need for stricter immigration controls, resonating with some while alienating others. He implemented a travel ban on citizens from several Muslim-majority countries, which was met with both support and fierce opposition. This ban affected many families, preventing them from reuniting and causing significant emotional and logistical challenges. Separated families at the U.S.-Mexico border, a policy that drew widespread condemnation. The images of children being separated from their parents sparked outrage and brought attention to the human cost of such policies, and drastically reduced the number of refugees admitted to the United States. This reduction has had a profound impact on those fleeing persecution and seeking a safe haven. These policies, often implemented through executive orders, sparked legal challenges and widespread protests. The legal battles highlighted the contentious nature of these policies and their far-reaching implications. The African diaspora in the United States, numbering over 4 million people, watched these developments with growing concern. Many feared for their future and the future of their families. Many Africans in the U.S. are immigrants or the children of immigrants. They have built their lives here, contributing to the economy, culture, and social fabric of the nation. They have deep ties to their home countries and contribute significantly to American society. From professionals to students, their presence enriches the communities they are part of. Trump's policies created a climate of fear and uncertainty among immigrant communities, making it more difficult for families to reunite and for individuals to pursue their dreams. The constant threat of deportation loomed large over many, making it more difficult for families to reunite and for individuals to pursue their dreams. The emotional toll on families has been immense, with many living in a state of perpetual anxiety. The potential for stricter immigration policies under a second Trump term is a major concern for the African diaspora. The uncertainty of what the future holds has left many in a state of limbo. Trump has already signaled his intention to further restrict legal immigration, limit access to asylum, and increase deportations. These measures could further strain the already tense situation. These policies could have a chilling effect on the African diaspora, discouraging immigration and making it more difficult for those already in the United States to remain. The fear of being uprooted from their lives is a constant concern, discouraging immigration and making it more difficult for those already in the United States to remain. The African diaspora continues to hope for a future where they can live without fear and contribute fully to the society they call home.